Welcome to selfdiscoverymedia.com, where we discover the communities that are making a difference in the lives of others. Our self-discovery is something we are all making on our life's journey. Here you will find the people that will be your guidance, that will be your inspiration, that will be there for you in support on your journey of life. Do enjoy. Our next show is... Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another edition of Sarah's View of Life, right here on selfdiscoverymedia.com. I'm your host, Sarah Troy. I have openly admitted that I did not like the Trump administration. It was the lack of morals, the lack of careness, compassion, consideration for anyone else. It was the narcissism. And it was the way they were taking everybody backwards. I have to admit that when I learned that Biden and Harris had won, a deep sigh of relief came from me. I'm not a political person. I like to look at people and what they're contributing to the world, what their caring and their givingness is. And I just did not feel the last administration did that. Yes, I'm a Canadian, and a few Americans will say, well, who the F are you to say anything about our country? Look at your own. Well, there's problems in every country with politics everywhere in the world. But look at the response that is being had around the world at Biden and Harris getting in and Trump getting out. Literally, people are celebrating in the streets around the world. If that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what will. It comes a time when we really do have to face things, when somebody is so happily, joyously stirring up hate, division, loathing, opulence, just the things that came out of his mouth that was so untrue, and what he did to stir the fear up in people. Now, yes, people bought it. People happily gobbled it up without even understanding what they were eating. When you actually question them on, that policy or this policy, they didn't know. They just bought the rhetoric. They just bought the hysteria, the tornado. As one of the guys that he fired on very early who wrote a book, something he said that really stuck with me. He said, I didn't realize I was in a cult until I was out of it. I didn't realize what I was doing. All I wanted to do was please the master. You see, this speaks to choices. This speaks to our own accountability, our own actions. To blindly follow just because the energy has been stirred up into hysteria beyond reason, beyond recognition, beyond questioning, that's a danger, because you should always question. You should always be willing to hear an answer. It should always provide more questions, seeking more answers. It's not like, well, he said that, so it must be true. Where did that truth come from? What is the accountability? What are the facts? No, Biden wouldn't have been my first choice. I thought there were some other people on there. I'm a Bernie fan for a start, but Kamala, yes, I'm glad she's there. And I think her representation will keep him in balance, but also bring forth that younger generation and diverse generation. Only time is going to tell. But the one thing we do know is that Joe can communicate. He can sit down at the table with people and rationally have a factual conversation. We're not going to be subject to those tweets anymore. I know it's going to go on for a while. Everything is fraud and against poor him. But, the world has accepted what is, and nobody's going to allow that to go backwards. So, yes, I'm very, very happy that this is happening right now. And I know there are many, many people around America and around the world that are very happy about it too. But this week is Veterans Week. It's the week where we honor the people who have served in the world. I've had the honor of interviewing a lot of veterans. I would love to interview so many more. A lot of them are very private. It's not about the glory of what happened in war. The people I get to interview is more about how that war inspired them or directed them to doing what they're doing now. And that's generally serving other veterans and inspiring other people on what can be possible. When we look at our war veterans from the Second World War, Vietnam, Iraq War, you name it, one war after the other, they didn't go over to fight just to kill. They went over to fight for justice, for the safety of their country. Some of them have been deluded into believing that was necessary at the time, and some of them it is what they stand for. And for the most part, most veterans have a great deal of honor and respect and understand pain, understand struggle, understand how hate can change you, how war can change you. If I had a magic wand right now, it would be to take hate out of people's hearts. It would be to take greed away from those that will do anything in order to get at anyone else's expense. It would be to ignite people's hearts and souls so they could truly listen to the real meaning of life and the art and the love of giving, of sharing, of being. But this is a journey that humans have to take one step at a time. And that step is being taken right now with this choice, with this redirection. Now we have to look at our own choices. What are we going to do in 2021? We've had one hell of a year. If anybody wrote a script and brought it to a producer and said, let's do this, everything that happened in 2020, and they'll go, get real. None of that could ever happen in 1 year. But look what has happened. We're tired of the deaths. We're tired of COVID. We're tired of the fear of it. We're tired of the restraints. We're tired of the lack of economics. We're tired of the disbelief of it and the lack of respect for just simply wearing a mask and showing yourself to be somebody who's considerate of someone else. You know, there's so many issues out there in the world right now. One issue is just being taken care of. No, is he going to go quietly into the night with grace and decorum? No, not at all. Kicking and screaming like a 2-year-old. But how we view this transition, how we exit 2020, how we look to what we're going to feed in 21, that's up to us, each and every one of us. So we can take that deep breath right now. Now, hopefully there is some sort of common sense going to be in the White House of open dialogue and that diversity, and start mending and building those bridges and those divides that have been happening. Let us help America. All countries, let us help America. Let's help them with some love. Let's help them with some support. Let's help them with some encouragement, because they are on the healing road. And may their healing be one that is truly beautiful and wonderful, because that's really what it's all about, isn't it? So folks, to all our veterans out there, indeed, thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your redirect and what you're doing for mankind now. And to everyone else who's relieved about Biden and Harris being in, and to everyone else who isn't. It is done. A choice has been made. The people have spoken. Let's put away the divide and look at how we can reunite. Okay? Have a wonderful week, folks. Until next time, bye for now. We hope you enjoyed the show. We look forward to bringing you more shows. Please go to selfdiscoverymedia.com/shows and you will see the incredible lineup of genres and shows that we have for you. We are here to make a difference in your life. Thank you for listening.